And now I'm older. Whether you're blowing out candles or struggling to keep a grip on reality, I'm glad you joined me for another episode of Coffee with Dubs. Come on in.
You know, one of the hardest emotional battles people quietly fight is feeling that progress and failure can somehow exist at the exact same time. Because lately, that's exactly how it's felt for me. And the strange part is, I know I'm moving forward. I can see it. The mural's growing, the work's growing, creativity is getting better, the routines are sharpening, my body's feeling better, and my mindset's stronger. The direction feels clearer than it ever has in years. And yet somehow, there's still moments where I feel behind. Still moments that I fall short. Still moments that I trip over my own expectations and realize that there are parts of life that fully haven't gotten figured out yet. And honestly, that feeling can become disheartening if you let it sit unchecked, because the human brain has this terrible habit of invalidating progress the second it notices imperfection still exists. Like somehow growth only counts if the struggle completely disappears afterward. But that's not real life. Real life is messy, and advancement means it's carrying unfinished pieces while still moving forward. It's healing while hurting sometimes. It's building confidence while still having insecure days. It's succeeding in one area and struggling in another. That contradiction doesn't make progress go away. It makes you human. And I think people forget that because social media trains everybody to present life like a completed transformation instead of an active process. But most real growth looks uneven while it's happening. Some parts of your life bloom early, some lag behind. Some heal fast and some take years. Some lessons click immediately and others have to break you a few times first before you actually start letting them settle in. That doesn't mean you're falling. It means you're still becoming. And maybe I need to remind myself of that too today, because progress is not the absence of falling. Progress is learning how to keep standing back up without completely abandoning yourself every time life knocks you sideways a little. And that matters, especially for the people who knock themselves down hard. And especially for those who constantly measure their worth against impossible expectations. Or for the people who quietly move their finish line farther away every single time they accomplish something meaningful. Because eventually, you realize if you never allow yourself to acknowledge the growth while it's still imperfect, you'll spend your entire life feeling behind, even when you're actively evolving. It's exhausting, and really, I don't think life is meant to be lived that way. I think part of maturity is learning how to hold two truths at the same time. I still have work to do, and I'm still proud of how far I've come. Both can exist together, because falling short sometimes does not erase the effort. Temporary setbacks don't cancel long-term progress, and difficult seasons don't invalidate meaningful growth. That's important to remember, especially during phases where life feels emotionally uneven, because maybe growth is less about becoming more flawless and more about being resilient enough to keep moving without turning against yourself every single time it gets difficult. And maybe somebody out there needed to hear that besides myself today. You're allowed to be still improving. You're allowed to be still figuring things out. You are allowed to still have weak moments while becoming a stronger person overall. It's not hypocrisy. That's healing in motion. And maybe the goal was never perfection in the first place. Maybe the real victory is simply this: you didn't stop building your life because the process became uncomfortable sometimes. That's why we do this. So I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Coffee with Dubs.